I already know that in 2020, baby, it's gonna be a big difference. And somebody might look at me and think that girl says you straight up, you bitchy. You feel me? Or some people might just accept it. Just be like, I respect her. It is what it is. So we're gonna get into a couple things, okay? We gotta talk. What is going on, y'all? So I had to come through real quick and, do a little chit chat. I kind of was in the mood. It's mad early in the morning. Like, I was like, let's come on here. Let's talk. Let's get some things off my chest and all that. And I don't do these type of videos often. And I sure don't do makeup videos often. And you know what? A lot of people might not even watch this video, but I don't even care because this is what I feel like doing, okay? I noticed that a lot of my makeup videos don't get a lot of traction and views and stuff. It's like, girl, where the wigs at? That's all everybody want to see, where the wigs at. But I am actually getting ready to do a colored context video. I haven't done that in a very long time, and since I have to put my face on, I was like, why not come and talk to y'all? It's like the perfect time to do so. So I'm here. So people always come through this time of the year or the top of the year talking about the changes and things to expect of the new year and yada yada. Y'all know what time it is. But for me, I was like, you know what? It's a perfect opportunity to make this video as well. Now, a lot of these things that I'm going to be bringing up or talking about, I've already been putting into practice, and some of them I have to do a little better in, you feel me? But I already know that in 2020, baby, it's gonna be a big difference. And somebody might look at me and think that girl says you straight up, you bitchy. You feel me? Or some people might just accept it. Just be like, I respect her. It is what it is. So we're going to get into a couple things, okay? We got to talk. So I'm going to dabble some of this up on my face. So basically, where I'm getting at is not being a people pleaser. A lot of times I find that you want to naturally please people just to avoid any uncomfortable relationships, uncomfortable situations, and making people feel upset with you. You just want everybody to be happy with you. You don't want anybody to be mad at you and all of that. But I find that most of the time that does nothing but make you stressed out or really unhappy. And so I'm like, you know what? If you want to call it selfish or whatever you want to call it, you got to call it what you got to call it, because trying to be a people pleaser don't please you. It don't please nobody but the people you trying to please. And I'm telling you, y'all, it'll be so stressful. And sometimes it's a waste of time because they don't be pleased anyway. Never do my brows on camera, but I'm going to speed through this and hopefully it come out nice. But like the first thing I want to talk about is boundaries, okay? Like boundaries are definitely needed, because if you don't have it, people just don't know when to stop. They don't know which line not to cross over. And it could get very nasty, very uncomfortable, and just like, what the F, And at the end of the day, you don't want to be the one stressing. They going about their pretty old business. They don't even know you stressing out. You feeling some type of way, but they happy. Ain't nothing going on with them. They chilling, And when I talk about boundaries, y'all, I'm not talking about just physical boundaries. Like kind of, girl, you can't just be popping up at my house. You better call me before you get here. I'm not with that. And I'm talking about all types of boundaries. So for instance, which one gets me really bad? And some people ask me this, and sometimes I'm like, do you not have common courtesy or common sense to not ask somebody this? Or do you just feel like you're not doing anything wrong? I don't know what it is. And that's where you have to let people know that you have boundaries and which lines not to cross. And in particular, y'all, I got to get a little angled off so I can see what I'm doing. So in particular, I'm talking about like people asking you questions that they don't have no business asking you. You know which question I get asked a lot? Now, granted, disclaimer, I am very open about my PCOS and pregnancy journey. If you have been following me on YouTube, you already know that I speak public about it. I'm not private about it at all. But it's the questions that I get from people who may not even watch or follow me to even know that that information is public. And even if you know it is public, the question, when are you going to have a baby? You 30 years old. I've been getting this question asked a lot since my 20s, and it's really annoying. First of all, I didn't know there was a time frame on when you should or shouldn't have a baby. Secondly, I just feel like people women in general, there's a lot of things going on to why people can't have babies nowadays, infertility, things like that. So it's like, that's kind of sensitive for a lot of people. Why the heck are you going around asking people when you gonna have a baby? I just feel like that is so not appropriate at all. I mean, that's my opinion. Y'all can tell me how y'all feeling about it, but I don't like that question. When are you gonna have a baby? It almost feels like you're kind of putting pressure on me, kind of like I'm doing something wrong. I'm not kind of doing what everybody else is doing. Baby, this is my life. I'll have it when I want to have it, but not just that. I just feel like that question just shouldn't be asked to anyone, because you don't know what someone is going through. What if they're trying to have a baby, aka me, and it's just not going as planned? So you opening your mouth to say, when you gonna have a baby? Like, I could just go to the store and pick one up, you know? I mean, you can adopt people, but y'all know what I'm saying. I just feel like some people just need to know like what lines to and not to cross, and stop asking people stuff that are personal. Like, this coming new year, I will get better with letting people know, like, girl, you cannot be asking me that. Don't ask me that anymore. To just shut it down so it's not asked anymore, so you don't have to deal with it anymore, because it's annoying. It feels patronizing almost. And I haven't been like, don't ask me that. And you know what it is, y'all? Ironically, people that I am closer knit, I'm more honest with them because they know me. And almost like, not to say I don't care about their feelings, but it's like, I almost don't care about your feelings or how you gonna take this, but I need to let you know that I don't like you asking me just questions, so you don't ask it anymore. And it's like you want to teeter-totter around it with people that you're not as close with, just to avoid like conflict and just uncomfortable vibes between the two of us, you know? If I'm asked that question again, I'm just gonna make it clear, please don't ask me that question anymore. It's uncomfortable and I don't want to answer it. Like, stop, chill out. And if someone is doing something that just kind of intrudes in your personal life or personal space in a way that is uncomfortable and you're just not feeling it at all, I just feel like open up your mouth and let them know. That's the only way that they're going to stop. That's the only way that they're going to stop. And if they don't stop, then you know what you got to do, cut them off. And one thing about me is I'm not afraid to cut anybody off. I don't care who it is, family, friends, whatever. If you're doing something that's making me uncomfortable and I already told you that, baby, you will get cut off. Because one thing I don't like is to ruin my peace. And I don't want to be associated with someone who's just going to bring me like drama all the time and just make me feel upset. I like peace. Okay. I like to have peace. Since we're on the topic of talking about like boundaries and stuff, I also feel like it's really, really important for you to really decide who and who not to share certain things with, certain information with. And girl, I learned that the hard way this year. Okay, I learned that the hard way, and I already knew it, but sometimes you give certain people a pass because they're family. And like I said that already. Sometimes you feel like, well, I didn't say that already, but I did learn my lesson this year because, you know, like I said, a lot of information about my PCOS and pregnancy journey is public. But, you know, when you start getting all vulnerable and you start talking in extra details and stuff that you might not share online with people that you know, close family, friends, or whatever, you really need to know who you telling this to, and are you 100% comfortable with telling this. And I made that mistake this year in sharing some extra information and just being real open about my situation outside of YouTube, because I just felt like this person is a family member, so it's okay. Even though I haven't really had the best 100% comfortable relationship with them in the past, I just gave it the pass to say, okay, it's a family member. You know, it's not that serious. You could share the info, yada, yada. And girl, let me tell you, I wish I did not, because even though it's not really harming me that they know a certain information, it just feels like it just makes you uncomfortable and just like, oh my gosh, I don't even know. It's like you shared a piece of your info that should only be shared with people who deserves that information to be shared with. Does that make sense, y'all? And I only say that because you can have family members that you're not having that vibe with. If you're not vibing out, then don't even share that info, because if the relationship does not last, like, you know, if it's an up and down type of situation and you having an ups, you don't need to just go ahead and spill all your personal. that you wouldn't share with anyone publicly, because if something happens and it goes sideways, then you stuck and you just like, I wish I never told them. I wish I never told them. And like I said, not because it's like ruining your life or anything, but just because you feel like certain information just doesn't deserve to be shared with everyone. And that's how I felt this year with some things that I did share with certain people. And I just wish I didn't. It's just like, girl, decide better who you gonna sit here and tell your little personal info with. But that also helps to keep boundaries at bay as well, because if you don't tell them certain things, sometimes they won't cross over certain thresholds to, you know, try to be all up in your space and all up in your business. And you know what, y'all? I have been really, over the years, I've been kind of teeter-tottering into this, and I noticed that it's getting heavier in a good way for me. And that's basically not really caring what anybody thinks. Not giving a freaking hoo-ha about who thinks what about what you did, what you said, what you're doing, what, you know, like at the end of the day, this is your life. And you can't be going around trying to do stuff differently than how you would actually want to do it, because you want to pre-think about how somebody else going to look at you or judge you or what they going to think about you. Who cares? Who cares anymore? And you know, the craziest thing is, oh, just an example. This just came off my head, but just an example. I've seen, you know, you like watch movies. I've even seen people post about it and stuff, and they say like, oh, I just want you to meet my family. Like if you're dating someone, I want you to meet my family. I hope daddy approves or mommy approves or something like that. And I always be like, I don't care if nobody didn't approve. Like, I'm going to date who I want to date. I'm going to marry who I want to marry. I'm going to have kids with whoever I'm going to have kids with. I don't really care who approves of a person that I'm with or not, because at the end of the day, it's my life. I'm going to be the one with this person, marrying them, sleeping with them, having kids with them, having a family with them. So who cares? And not to be disrespectful or anything, but I don't really care about who or who doesn't approve of the person I approve to be with. Like, that's the thing. Like, I just got to a point where I'd be like, who gives a F? Like, I'm in my own world, living my own life, paying my own bills. Do you think I care about what somebody gonna tell me what to do with mine? Absolutely not. And not even just things like that, but just everything in general. Like, who cares about what somebody thinks about what you got going on? Do you, boo? Because at the end of the day, you will be so unhappy. If your parents was like, I don't like him, I don't like that man you dating, I don't prove him, you're not going to date him, even if he make you happy. I don't like the job you doing, you're going to change your job, even though you love it. You know, like, and the list goes on. Y'all get where I'm going with this. So I am so over that, and I've been over that. That's just something I never really cared about, and I never ever looked for anyone's approval with anything that I've ever did in my life. When I first started doing my like YouTube thing, there were some people like, you don't want to find a normal job, a 9-to-5, you're gonna need a 401k and all this and baby child, could y'all please stop telling me how to live my life? If you're not over here paying not one night a bill, don't worry about how I'm making my money. And I said that to say, I don't want to do a 9-to-5. I don't want to work for anybody. I've done that a lot beginning of my adulthood, and I don't want to do it anymore. If you choose to do your little retirement plan, your 401k, and work for somebody and do how you want to do, that's you. But stop trying to pressure me to do things the way you see fit or what's traditional, because I'm not going to do it. And that goes down to fashion, the way you dress and all of that. Like, girl, I've been in the past, I am guilty of this. I know somebody else can relate. Like, I've been invited to like family gathering, and maybe it's like a barbecue or something for a friend or something like, you know, like something house party, like, or, you know, whatever the case may be. And you know your people, so you know what kind of vibes they be on as far as what they may or may not wear fashion wise. You know, they're going to be probably casual. And so I've been guilty of this, kind of basically downplaying my fashion or just wearing something that I wouldn't wear typically, just so you're not the oddball out, the only one dressed up, the only one looking out of place. Y'all know what I'm saying? And I used to do that a lot. Like, okay, it's just a barbecue. Everybody probably gonna be wearing sneakers in there, so let me just put on some sneakers and some jeans or something. When you probably want to be a little more cute, let me put on some sandals, a little summer dress, something like that. And when I was a teenager, I remember my mom was throwing a barbecue at our house. And like I said, when you from the hood or whatever, everybody kind of casual and stuff like that with jeans and sneakers. It's just a normal. And I knew it would be that way, but I wanted to be girly. I was trying to tap into my girly side. So my mom took me to get like this real pretty white dress with like this floral print pattern, and and I borrowed my god sister's gladiator sandals. I mean, fashion as a teenager but looking kind of crazy, but the point is I did something different, and it was out of the ordinary from what everyone else was wearing. And I remember my homegirls talking about her steady and my other friend laughing, not in a way for me to take offense or anything. Y'all teenagers, y'all joking each other, whatever. But they was like, girl, where are you going with this? You look like you straight from the country. And I just was like, I laughed, and I had the second guess and look at my outfit like, dang, this don't look right. You know what I'm saying? Cause you saw somebody crack a little joke, you like, I don't look right. This ain't fitting. But luckily for me, I kept it on because my mother was like, you look nice. Just leave it on. You look nice. But it's because it wasn't the normal. It's not what everyone is used to. You get what I'm saying? So I remember that. I just had to bring that back up because, oh my gosh, that was like a perfect example. But that goes back to my adulthood. I have went to events or something just to kind of downplay my fashion and not really wore what I would have wanted to wear, because I didn't want to feel like the odd one out, and I didn't want to make everyone else feel uncomfortable, like, dang, she overdressed and we got, we chilling. But I have learned, and I have been practicing, baby, wear what you want to wear. It don't matter where you're going, what you're doing. And I think I just kind of got in that mindset because it's kind of been drilled in my head a little bit since I was younger. Not purposely, y'all, but just naturally, especially coming from where you come from. People just used to what they used to. I remember when I used to kind of get like, kind of cute, done up, just to like run to the store or something. And my mom would be like, why you getting all dressed up to go to the store? I know somebody done heard that saying before. Why you getting all dressed up? You only going to Walmart or something like that. Because baby, I want to look nice. Can I look cute? Like, am I doing too much? So naturally, you start feeling like you don't have to get all dressed up to go to these places, and not even have to, because you don't have to, but you shouldn't, or like you're doing too much. Oops, I hit the mic. And there's been times I'll be like, dang, am I doing too much? People gonna stare at me. Am I looking a little too dressed up to be in the grocery store? But as I got older and older, I realized you should look your best all the time. All the time. Yes, I most definitely will be putting on some heels if I feel like going to Walmart to do my food shopping, because at the end of the day, it's not about just food shopping. It's about how I want to present it for today. And today, I want to look bomb AF. So, yeah, that too. Just don't worry about what people think. You could be the flyest person in Walmart. And that's not an issue. That's a good thing. You don't have to fall into place with what everyone else is doing with their fashion. And I learned that here, because the area I live in, not to be on no funny stuff, but a lot of people, they dress real lazy. They dress real lazy. Nobody really puts a lot of effort into their appearances in this area. And it will kind of sometimes make you feel like, okay, let me get real lax like them. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else doing it, so why should I have to get dressed up? No, baby, because you don't want to fall into that. If you are a fashionable person and you like to wear what you want to wear, baby, wear your faux fur to Walmart if that's what you want to do. You got to do what make you happy. You feel me? Every single time, y'all, I put this foundation on the camera, it makes me look very yellow. This is Juvia's Place foundation in color Acra. This one makes me look yellow on camera. And then I also use the Legos, which is typically what I use in the summer. And it makes me look so red on camera. Like, it doesn't look like it matched. But in person, looking in my mirror where I'm looking, y'all, it's a match to a T. So please keep in mind, and please remember, y'all, that The makeup is not always an accurate representation. The camera does not pick up what it looks like in person. So before somebody tell me my shade don't match, it does match, okay? Because I'm not about to switch it up to match on the camera, because when I'm off the camera, I'm going to look crazy. But I look good, I swear. And y'all know what I've really been doing, y'all? And I highly recommend this for everybody, y'all. I'm trying to get my LA Girl Pro Concealer Foundation out of this tube, girl. I've been using this thing like crazy. So I highly recommend this for everyone, because when I tell you, it's just going to make your life so much easier. And if it is comfortable, you'll get it out the way. You ain't got to worry about it after. Just be honest with people. Like, just straight up be honest. And this goes for, can you do this? Can you, will you, how you, do you? Anything when somebody asks you something. Be straight up, okay? And that also goes back into people pleasing, like which I said at the very beginning. All of this stuff is people pleasing. All of it is technically people pleasing if you don't let people know, like, what's up. Because that even goes down into the boundaries, like people pleasing. Somebody asks you when you having a baby, you uncomfortable with it, you pleasing that person by sitting there entertaining that conversation, not nipping in the butt saying, yo, don't ask me that no more. You feel me? Because you don't want to hurt their feelings or make them feel anyway, but you sitting there uncomfortable and mad. Like, don't please everybody, okay? Please make yourself happy. Because you're going to be miserable. You get off the phone and be like, you can't believe what she asked me. She asked me this. She always asks me this. Like, nip it in the butt, and if they don't want to nip it, you cut them off, because you're gonna be mad all the time, trust me. So I'm saying that to say, what was I just talking about? Honesty. So I'm really talking about, so like somebody asks you a favor or something like that, okay? Can I borrow? Can you do? Can I come? Can you, if you don't want to do something, if you're not with the favor, if you're not with it, and you absolutely know that you ain't with it, I don't want to come, you invited me to the party, I know I'm not coming. Don't sit there and beat around the bush. Don't try to drop contact clues so they could figure it out, because I feel like it just makes it awkward. Like, why you want to make it awkward? Instead of all of the awkwardness, just straight up, no. You know what? I'm not really going to make it to that party. I'm going to be busy. You know what? I can't really come over and help you cook, because I'm not in the mood. You know what? I'm really not in the mood for company, so maybe come over another time. Just keep it a buck, because I find when you keep it a buck, it just makes everything smoother. All they can say is, oh, okay. You feel me? Whether they mad, salty, have attitude or not, you got it out the way. You don't got to sit there and, oh, they said they on the way, I'm going to dodge my phone. I'm going to dodge my phone call. Act like I don't see them calling. Y'all know what I'm talking about, because you really ain't going, or you ain't going to the baby shower that somebody done asked you to come to. So you going to ignore everybody's phone call, act like you was asleep. I ain't sleep. My phone was dead. Girl, trust me. Just keep it a buck from the beginning, and it nips it in the butt. But also, y'all, you feel so freaking relieved, like so relieved to the point where you're like, yeah, I told her no. I told her I wasn't coming. That's it. You don't got to think about it no more. You don't got to think about somebody calling your phone to see where you at. Are you still coming? When you going to bring the money? Whatever the favor or whatever it is that you're not really into doing, it's done. It's off your mind. You got it off your chest, and you don't have to worry about it no more. So that problem is nipped in the butt from the very beginning. And that's not something I need to practice, because I'm straight up with it. I'll straight up tell you, I'm not really feeling it. What I will say is, what I'm still working on is just being more direct, quicker, okay? Because see, like, you don't want somebody to feel away. You don't want to feel like your intentions are wrong, like you're a bad person, or like you don't care about them, or you just blowing them off because it's just like, I don't want to, I don't care, I want nothing to do with you. So I am guilty of kind of trying to, let me tell you why, very carefully, so your feelings ain't hurt, stuff like that. But honestly, nobody really needs to hear the reason if you really don't want to say. Because at the end of the day, when somebody's asking you to do something, whether it's a favor or something like that, and you don't want to, you don't You don't have to explain why you don't want to do something. You know, this is your life and you was minding your business before somebody asked you to do something for them. So you don't have to explain it. I mean, if you want to, you can, but it just makes it more dragged out and it almost sounds like excuses in a way. So you better off just saying no. If you want to get a reason, keep it brief. No, I don't feel like it. I'm tired. You know, just because it makes everything so much easier. But like I said, I've been practicing that. I don't really do anything I'm not in the mood to do. And I kind of keep it a buck, you know. It's just the easiest way to go. It don't make sense to lie. You start lying, people ain't never gonna believe you. Yeah, I'll do it, knowing that you ain't gonna do it or you don't want to. Now you got an attitude, you feeling salty because you done did something that you ain't want to do, but you should have just said no and everybody would have been good. You feel me? So yeah, that's a big one for me. I don't say yes to anything that I'm just not in the mood to do. Like I really don't. Now, you know, a lot of this stuff kinds of sounds like you're being selfish in a way. And you somewhat are being selfish, but why not? Why not? Kind of. It's your life. You should be able to be happy. You should be able to create your own happiness. And if somebody is doing something or inviting you to do something that doesn't make you happy or that makes you unhappy, then you should be allowed to make that decision or choice not to do, say, go, whatever it is. You're not invited into my personal space, whatever it is. But it may come off as selfish or bitchy to some. And honestly, I really don't care. But that also comes back to the same topic of me saying, worrying about what other people think. You can't worry about what other people think if you want to be happy, you know? Now, I'm going to say this, y'all. I'm a type of person that I rarely ask for anything from anyone, just period in general. So for me, it's like, I'm cool with what's going on. But if you're a needy person, and you be asking people to do stuff for you, go places with you, you ask for wild favors and you always try to get somebody involved in what you got going on, then I feel like things are a little different here, okay? Because you can't be the person that's be asking people for mad stuff or whatever, they time, something from them, whatever that case may be, and then turn around and be like, nope, I ain't doing no for you, ain't going no. Because then it's like, but you ask people for mad stuff, like, you get people involved in all your stuff, but when I come through, it's a no. Now we talk about something different, but I don't do that. I don't do that. Like, I'm really private in my life. I'm really not that type of person to go around and involve everybody with everything I got going on. I actually like my personal space. Like I was saying, this all sounds like you're being selfish, but I'm gonna talk about the real selfish, okay? Because I do feel like you do need to be selfish in some type of way in order to create some happiness for you, because you need something for yourself. And what I'm talking about now is more so, you don't have to tell anyone everything about you, everything you do for you. Like, you got to keep something for yourself. You got to keep something for yourself, you know? And it could be the smallest little things. You have 24 hours in a day, okay? Nobody needs to know what you do 24/7. Because if somebody know what you do 24/7, what did you leave for yourself? So I'm just saying, like, even if you create little moments throughout the day, whether it's like, yo, I take 10 minutes out the day and I be like reading a book, or I be like just quiet time. I don't know. Like, everybody does something different for themselves. But my point is, not everybody needs to know every little thing that you do and every little thing about you, because it leaves nothing for you and you almost just feel open. Like, that ain't gonna be helping nobody. Like, that's not gonna work. Like, you're just gonna feel like, dang, I don't have nothing for myself. I tell everybody everything about me. Like, I just feel like I'm not even me. I'm just a everybody person. Y'all know what I'm trying to say? I don't know. It's hard to explain. It's more of a, if you get it, you get it. But, you know, just just hold something for yourself, okay? Not, you don't got to share everything with everybody. But since we're talking about this topic of self, y'all, you know you can always pick up a 𝐒𝐓𝐿 home and body candle from us, okay? The website is in the description box, 𝐒𝐓𝐿homeandbody.shop. Pick you one up, create a vibe for yourself, and that is doing something for you. But yes, do something nice for yourself too, and all of that. Not every time you do something for somebody, you have to include somebody else. You know what I'm saying? If you say, I'm gonna go to such and such to do this, let me see if such and such want to come along. Try doing stuff by yourself, and try not feeling guilty for not including people, even though you know such and such would enjoy this. Okay, but right now it's about you. So that's all I'm saying. You know, keep stuff for yourself too. Okay, you got to say something for you. Not everybody would like this. They would be like, who is this? She is real like bitchy. She thinks she better than everybody, and that's not my case at all. I love my peoples, okay? I love my family. I love my friends. But one thing I love is my space. I love my brain. I like to have my mind to be able to think and do things for myself. I like to be able to be in my own personal space. I am very, very, I plan a lot, which gives me a lot of anxiety, but I plan a lot. Like, I'd be like, okay, I'm gonna do this on Monday, this on Tuesday, but this time later on. Like, you have your day planned out sometimes, but even if it's just in your head, that, listen, your little favor gonna throw me off, okay? That little thing you asking me for, I was gonna use that for something. I don't have it right now. I don't feel like giving it up right now. And that is okay. One thing I absolutely do not like, and this is kind of sort of back on the topic of boundaries, is people inserting their unsolicited, unwanted opinions on what you are doing or got going on in your life. Okay. So, i.e., okay, you sit here, you mind your business. You know, you see the memes where it be like nobody. And then it'd be like somebody who done did something, act something when nobody else. You just be looking like, okay, that came out of the blue. I hate those type of opinions. I'm over here living my own little life in my own little bubble. And sometimes there's like a person or two who wants to come and tell me what they don't like, what they don't believe, what they would do, what works for them in their life. And I just be like, okay, but what that got to do with me? You feel me? And I'm just saying that because I don't. It's very unlikely that you're going to see little old me asking anybody for their opinions or anything that I do in my life. Because at the end of the day, I do what I do and what works for me, what makes me happy. I don't care what you believe or what I'm doing is not right for you. Do not try to sway the way I think, the way I live, the way I do anything, because at the end of the day, that doesn't do anything but like annoy me. It's like if you over there living your life, because at the end of the day, there's so many different ways of living and people have so many different lives. People do things so many different ways and they're happy. So why do you want to come over here and tell me that what I'm doing is not the right way of living? Or, you know, I'm not feeling that, because I personally, I leave people alone. I leave people alone. I don't jump into people's life. Even if I see something, naturally, everybody sees something. You be like, I wouldn't do that to yourself. But you're not going to come out and just be like, oh, you shouldn't do that. You should do it like this. This is the right way. This is how you should be living your life. This is how, who asked you? Who asked me? Nobody asked me that. And people like that are very quick to get cut off, because at the end of the day, like I said, you create boundaries. You got to let people know. I don't like when you come up in my world trying to tell me how to live. If you don't respect it and you want to feel like you want to continue to do that because that's your personality, then you can see the door. Because at the end of the day, I don't want to be sitting here annoyed every time you come around or every time I hear or see from you. I will just completely cut you off. I need my sanity. My sanity comes before a relationship with anybody. Okay? Because if the relationship with you feels toxic and I'm unhappy, then baby, I have a relationship with you for like no reason at all. And, you know, people are like that. And I find that that is very common with, if I'm honest, y'all know, y'all can relate. I find this situation very common with family members who are older. Because they feel like they're older than you. They could try to tell you something about yourself or tell you what you should or shouldn't be doing. It's like, baby, I look like I'm 15 because I'm not. And that is what annoys me. And I told you, do not play with me because I'm living my life, and I would never jump into somebody else's bubble and try to tell them to switch something up. You know, that's your life. I don't live with you. That's you. You do you. So why would I be sitting here trying to tell you what to do with your life? And you know, y'all, that goes for like, even with like politics and religion and things like that. And this is why, and I'm not even going to dive deep into that, because that starts risks. Politics, religions, and things like that. You have so many different views on politics, so many different religions and stuff like that. So, you know, many beliefs and things. And just because you don't believe something, it's not your right to go and tell somebody like, yo, you shouldn't believe this. This is what you should believe. Like, child. That just starts a whole lot of drama. And y'all know that. Y'all know social media do not play when it comes to stuff like that. So yeah, sometimes you got to put your foot down, because people forget that you a whole grown person, and you ain't got to be taking no crap from nobody. So, you know, but, yeah, that's that. That is that, y'all. My makeup is actually taking longer than usual, because whenever I get on camera and I start yapping, it takes longer than it would take if I was just like doing this in the mirror, because I would have been real quick and I wouldn't have had to be conscious about trying to stay in the mirror so y'all can see what I'm doing, and staying in the mic so y'all can hear me good and all that. But pretty much done here. The most I'm gonna do, I'm gonna add a little bit of color to the, but at the end of the day, when you think about it, it all comes down to respect. People just need to respect you. Respect me, man. If you don't respect me for who I am, then we don't need to be talking. If you don't respect me for the things I do, how I dress, how I talk, what I like, what I do, then we don't need to be talking. And that's real talk. Like, I don't understand why people sometimes in this day and age just don't get it. But like I said, some people don't have common sense, because you be like, you lacking something, because you think that was okay to do or say or ask me, or, you know. But it's all good, because at the end of the day, if they don't have control over themselves, I have control over my life, and I know what I will tolerate and what I will not tolerate. Some people, like I said, might think like, damn, she's a bitch, but it's not really bitchiness, because I would never come off being rude or talk rude. I know how to tell you to chill out. I'm not feeling that without sounding like a hole, but you know, feelings will be hurt, but that is okay, because at the end of the day, I need my sanity and I need my peace, and I create that. No one else is going to create that. So if you're not on board for it, baby, you can go. All right, y'all. So my makeup is a beat. See a girl looking good. Okay. Now look, now that I'm further away from the camera, let me show you something. The more that I back up from the camera, the more you can see that the foundation blends. But the closer I get, the less it blends. Or it looks like it blends. But in person, baby, perfect match. One thing I know is some makeup. Can't nobody tell me anything about makeup, because I know how to beat. Okay? I know how to beat. But anyways, when it comes back down to the conversation that we just had today, y'all, I mean, in the simplest form, the best way to put it just all boils down to respect, boundaries, and basically being verbal, opening your mouth and speaking up for yourself. If y'all agree with something that I said, I want to know your thoughts, so comment down below. And if you don't agree, that is fine, okay? Because this is the Carrie way. GRWM is not gonna be, you know, doing everything the way everybody else do it, and you ain't gonna be doing everything the way I do it. I mean, y'all get what I'm saying. So if you agree or you don't agree, state your piece in the comment section below. I definitely want to have some conversations with y'all, chit chat it up. Don't be afraid to say something, okay? It's always the same few people in the comments, and I know there's a few more y'all watching. Come on, join it. Let's join in the convo. Let's talk, let's chat it up. But I'm gonna wrap this video up. This was definitely super fun, so I will be doing more of these, so look out for it. But I will see y'all in another video. Until then, I will holla. Bye.